The next morning arrived like a weight pressing down on her chest. The sun rose, the world moved on. People were laughing outside her window, but inside her apartment, everything was completely still. Anna sat at the kitchen table, staring at the mug Ethan used every single day. She thought his fingerprints might still be on it. Part of her wanted to smash it, to throw it against the wall. But her hands wouldn't move. She wasn't ready to erase him. Not yet. She unlocked her phone, her thumb hovering over his contact. Missed calls, 12 messages, 20, they were all from him. Ethan, I can explain. Ethan, please. Anna, don't do this. And the one that hurt the most, Ethan, I love you. She meant nothing. Every single word felt like another small cut, shallow but relentless, wearing her down. She didn't reply. She couldn't. What was there to say? By evening, her mother called. Her voice was warm, familiar. Sweetheart, you sound tired. Is everything okay? Anna hesitated. Her throat tightened, and for a split second, she almost said it all. He cheated. He lied. He broke me. The words were right there. But she couldn't let them out. Saying it aloud would make it real. And she wasn't ready for that kind of reality. I'm fine, Mom, she whispered, her voice cracking. Just work stress. Her mom's voice soft. Okay, honey, take care of yourself, darling. Don't forget to eat. As soon as she hung up, she finally cried. Not the soft, silent tears from the night before, but the kind that rack your whole body. The kind that steal your breath and leave you hollow. The following days blurred into one another. Sleep was a stranger she couldn't invite in. She'd wake up in the middle of the night, reaching out to the empty space beside her, her hand finding only cold sheets. Sometimes she swore she could still smell his cologne on the pillow, a ghost in her own bed. She wondered if Emily knew, if that other woman had ever thought about the face of the person she was replacing. Then came the guilt, not for losing him, but for losing herself. When had she become someone who accepted so much less than she deserved? When had she started mistaking consistency for love, routine for genuine affection? 2 weeks later, Anna found herself standing outside the little coffee shop where she and Ethan had their first date. It was unintentional. Her feet had just taken her there on autopilot. Inside, everything was exactly the same. The soft hum of jazz music, the comforting smell of roasted coffee beans, the corner table where he used to tease her for always ordering vanilla latte. She almost turned around and walked away. But the barista, a friendly young woman named Chloe, recognized her. Hey, Anna, haven't seen you in a while. The usual, for the first time in what felt like a lifetime. A faint smile touched Anna's lips. Yeah, she said, her voice a little hoarse. The usual. She sat by the window, sipping her latte slowly, the familiar warmth spreading through her hands. Across the street, life moved on. Children were chasing pigeons, couples were holding hands, and laughter spilled out from groups of strangers. And in that moment, she realized something simple but profound. The world hadn't stopped just because he left. Her pain was loud. Yes, it was deafening inside her own head. But outside her little universe of heartbreak, the world was still spinning. People were still falling in love, getting hurt, healing, and trying again. That night, she opened her journal for the first time in months. The first line she wrote was shaky, but the words were clear. He broke me, but I will rebuild better. It wasn't poetry, it wasn't dramatic, but it was honest. It was a promise to herself. The healing didn't come fast. It wasn't a lightning bolt of clarity. It came in small, painful doses. It came through lonely dinners, where she cooked for one, through awkward conversations with friends who didn't know what to say, and through the quiet moments in the middle of the night when she had to remind herself over and over that she was enough on her own. She started going for walks again, not to escape, but just to feel the sun on her skin. She started cooking proper meals just for herself, finding a strange joy in the simple act of nourishment. She started sleeping without leaving the light on, a small but significant victory against the fear of the dark, empty room. Each small step was invisible to the rest of the world, but to her, it was monumental. She finally did it. She deleted Ethan's number. Then she blocked him on everything. It wasn't an act of anger anymore. It was an act of peace. She no longer needed closure from him. His silence, his betrayal, that was answer enough. One evening, while mindlessly scrolling through social media, she stumbled upon a photo. It was Ethan and Emily. They were at a restaurant, laughing, looking happy. Her stomach twisted into a familiar knot. But this time, she didn't cry. Instead, she whispered to the screen, "I hope you're happy, but you'll never find me where you left me." Then she closed the app and didn't look back. A month later, she returned to the community art studio she used to love. Painting had been her escape before life got busy. Before she started measuring her own worth by someone else's attention. The first stroke of bright blue color on the blank canvas felt like taking a deep breath after being underwater for too long. Each brushstroke carried a little piece of her. Her pain, her anger, her confusion, and eventually, her forgiveness. Hours passed by, completely unnoticed. When she finally stepped back to look at her work, she saw it. A woman standing in the rain, looking up at a sky streaked with light breaking through the clouds. She smiled, a real, genuine smile. That night, for the first time since everything fell apart, she slept peacefully all the way through until morning. The days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Her reflection in the mirror started to look like her again. Not the broken version, not the desperate girl waiting for an apology, but a woman who had learned how to hold herself, to be her own anchor. One morning, she stood in front of her closet and pulled out the dress she'd once worn on their anniversary. It was a beautiful dress she hadn't been able to look at. She slipped it on and stared at herself in the mirror. She looked radiant. Not because of makeup or fancy lighting, but because she had finally stopped chasing someone else's love and had started nurturing her own. She smiled softly at her reflection, at the woman who had fought her way back. "You did it," she whispered. "You made it through." Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, remember to be kind to yourself. The journey of healing is yours alone, and you are stronger than you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.